So the next portion of this project, I'm going to be showing you guys how we create the working drawings, the different things that are actually the details of the project. While the 3D models are cool and stuff, this is what's going to be making the object. So to get started, you come up here and click New, and then choose a standard IDW, and you'll start with this sheet of paper right here. After you have this sheet, this is called C-size paper. Once you have this sheet of paper, come over here to where it says Sheet 1, right click and hit Edit Sheet. Change your size to a size A paper and say OK. And you end up with this. The benefit of doing size A is that all your dimensions and everything else will be big enough that they're easy to read. Now, this title block, though, is taking up way too much room and doesn't do much of what we want it to. So we're going to right-click and delete it. So once again, right here, there was a title block. It's called ANSI Large. We delete it. Right-click, delete, and gets rid of it. But I do want some kind of title block here. So here's how you add a new one. You click on the plus next to Drawing Resources, and then you right-click and click Define New Title Block. When you do that, it gives you these options for creating a drawing. And basically, we're just going to draw a very simple rectangular title block. So I'm going to start by clicking from here in the corner over to here, and now I'm ready to dimension it. When I dimension it, it's very important that I actually click from this green line to this green line and say that I want it 4.5. If you do it any other way, the line will actually push backwards and get into here and look ugly. So you have to click from here to there to make it 4.5. Now it's hard to see, but that dimension is hiding right there. Now I click Dimension again, and I'm going to come over and dimension this one, and it is supposed to be 1.25. And so you see it shrunk itself down. Now I'm going to draw 5 lines real quick across, just like I would on a normal Inventor file. There we go. And now I'm going to dimension them from the bottom, working my way up from here to there. And it's going to be this dimension divided by 5. More parametric modeling. This dimension is going to be the same as that one. Dimension between this one, and they're all going to be the same as D2. You only have to do the first 4 because the last one will lock into place. D2, enter. So now this is the start of our title block. I'm going to draw one more line, and I'm going to put it right here in the middle. See how those green dots pop up? And now I'm ready to add the text. I simply click Text, and I'm going to draw a rectangle inside. And the first thing is part name, and have to figure that out. Click OK, and we see that that did not go where I wanted it to, so I'm just going to click on it and drag it down. Now I hit Control C, Control V, and I'm just going to copy and paste it down. Control C, Control V. I'm going to put one over here. Control C, Control V, and I'm going to put one in each of these lines. Now that I have them in, I'm going to come back and I'm just going to double click to change it. And this is going to say Engineers. There it is. Okay. This is going to say Scale, so that other people know how big it is. Scale 1/8. Okay. And then here you're going to put your students' group names in. So Student 1, student 2, and then student 3. We got them all. And so now they're in here, and when I hit finish sketch, it wants a name. Just name it PLTW. Hit save and go back. And you say, well, shoot, Mr. Quinn, where did it go? When you come click on this plus next to title block and then double click on PLTW, in it goes. And you'll see that their names are here. If you do the rest of your drawing using this same file, that title block will be there throughout. Okay? So let's get started laying it out. We click base, and it wants to know which file. We're going to start with the frame. So you click Quinn frame, double click, and you see that it's popping up. Now it's giving us a scale of 0.13 to 1. A better way to write it is 1/8, because we said that's what our scale is going to be. Same thing, just different writing. Here, here, and then I'm going to put one over here. Then I right click on the mouse, create. And we see that there's some overlap. We're not going to freak out. We're just going to click right here on the red one, and we're going to drag it down just a little bit. Okay, again, you can click on this red square here. Hovering over here, that red won't move it, and this red won't move it. Well, I guess that red will move it. I stand corrected. And you can move that up and down. So there you go. So this is our object. Now I'm ready to begin dimensioning it. So that I know what each of these are, though, I'm going to label this. This way, whoever is building it knows what is this piece of wood and how long is it. So I click leader text at the top, and I draw down at an angle and then straight across. Very important. Straight across and double click. And this is going to be part A. Okay. See how that's at an angle? This will annoy engineers that you work with. Make it straight across, okay? Click text leader again. And I'm going to say this piece of wood coming down here, and it's going to be B. Now I'm going to do this side piece of wood, and that's C. And this piece of wood up here is D. And then this back piece of wood here is E. After each leader, after you draw each line, you just double click so you can get to where you type the letter in. Alright. Now that we've labeled these A, B, C, D, E, we now have to tell our builders how big the different boards are. So I'm going to click dimension, and right here is board A. And be careful not to grab the green dot, grab the red line and come down, and we see that this 17 inches is A. But I want to make sure that everyone knows that these two go together. So I'm going to put a little parentheses, A, parentheses, OK. So now it says 17A, A17. I think anyone should be able to figure that out. Now we go to dimension. I want to do B. I could do B a couple different ways. I could dimension here on the right side view, or I could dimension on the top view. I'm going to choose to dimension the top view. So I'm going to say from this line to this line, how big is it? It says 16, but I don't want the B going out, so I'm going to put the B underneath it like this, and right here I can make it center justified, and I say OK. So it's 16. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on C, and one thing that engineers try to do when we're dimensioning is we try to make sure that we keep our dimensions to the outside. So C is 18.25, and again I want to put this one underneath. I want to center it. I want to say OK. And then I just keep moving through with D as the next one, and it's the distance between this line and this line. I am going to show that from the top right here. I'm going to bring it over, and it's 14.5 D, centered, OK. And then finally E is this back line here. when I look at it, I'm going to have E be the distance between here and here. We say it's 20 inches. E, centered, okay. And so this is it. And we think we're done, right? What are we missing? We're missing the dimensions to know where this goes. So we click dimension, say from here to there, 6.25. Now this obviously isn't a part, but this is telling the people who are assembling it, where is this going to go? It's going to go 6.25 inches in. And then what's really important is we want to make sure that from here to here is 3.5, because that's where the 4x4 post is going to hit. We don't want a dimension from this side to here, because if they get off, you could end up with accumulated missing measurements. So what we want to do is we want to say from here to here is 3.5, because that's really important. And now you see how this is overlapping? If I click that 3.5, I can drag it up and make it look better. So now I've given people a clear idea of how I want this to be done. Anyone should be able to build this off of what they've seen.